noches! Tonight is taco night, finally! I got my Padron tequila, I have my lime, and of course I have my sombrero here. So let's see if I can cook with this thing on my head. So tonight we're not making any tacos, we are making Drunken Tuna Tacos. Yes, you heard me right. The tuna will be marinated in this beautiful tequila with some lime. So let's review the ingredients for this taco night before things get too crazy over here. The star of the show is of course the protein, which is a beautiful fillet of tuna. I have some, as I mentioned, tequila. I have lime. I have 1 chili pepper, a cucumber, red onion. I got 3 green onions. I have some sour cream, some sriracha. I know sriracha is not Mexican, but bear with me here. And then I got some jalapeno peppers and black sesame seeds, salt and pepper as usual. And of course, my tortillas. This is actually a chili salsa version, but you can use corn, you can use flour, you can use whatever tortilla you please, okay? With that, let's get tacoing! So the first thing I want to do with these tacos is actually marinate my tuna, because as I mentioned, this tuna is going to be drunk, right? Because it's going to sit in the tequila and the lime juice and a little salt. This will essentially cook the tuna. So I'm using tuna here, but you can of course use salmon, any kind of white fish, that would be delicious. I've been craving tacos all week. So one thing I want to show you before I get into the tuna is if you look at this, the tuna has grain, right? Just like meat. So what you want to do is you want to cut against it. Because if you cut the tuna along the sides of the grain, it's not going to be as tender. Now, since I'm not cooking this fish, I want the pieces to be nice and small. I absolutely adore Mexican food. You know, it's one of my favorite food in the world. What I love about Mexican food is so simple and it's full of flavor. It's bursting with peppers and herbs and spices and beautiful fresh ingredients. I'm just cubing my tuna here. So I'm gonna put my tuna in a little bowl. Guys, one thing to be always careful about is dealing with raw fish, chicken, meat, whatever. You wanna make sure you use another cutting board for that. And right after, clean your knife, clean your hands and the surface, because the risk of cross-contamination is actually very high when you deal with raw meat. So just a little tip from me to you. Now my tuna is all cut up, as you can see in my bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and give this lime juice. So acid, you know, it has a tenderizing effect, right? This is what happens in ceviche, things like that. So it doesn't cook the meat, but it tenderizes it and it breaks it down. And I love lime because it has a more subtle flavor than lemon, and it's definitely very Mexican, and it's green, beautiful, look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and add also the lime zest. This is gonna give it more limey flavor. Now is the time for the tequila. So I'm using the tequila I have at home, which is the Silver Patron, and I actually really love this tequila. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit, okay? You don't want too much. I just want the tequila to work with the lime and break down that fish. So here you don't have to use tequila, only lime juice will be more than enough. But the tequila of course gives it another layer of flavor. Now let's go ahead and add a little bit salt. This is my chance to flavor the fish. This is ready, and you can see the color is already a little bit different than before. So you don't want to do this too early, because if you do this too early, your meat's gonna be completely cooked, and that's not really pleasant. Now I'm going to move on to my salsa. So the salsa, I wish I had avocados, but I don't have it. So it's going to start with some cucumber. So I'm not peeling my cucumber. And then I want this a nice fine dice. The reason for that is I want the salsa to be really uniform. So let's go ahead and dice up our cucumber. How nice. You know, I've been to Mexico City, I've been to Cancun one time, and I absolutely adore Mexico. I love its culture, I love its food, and the people, definitely. And here I want to send a shout out to my friend Alfonso. We used to work at Tetra Pak together, and we had a little chat yesterday. He gave me some tips about the salsa. So thanks so much, salud, and hopefully I don't under-deliver on your expectations tonight on the salsa. I love cucumber because it's gonna give it a nice crunch. I'm going to go ahead and put my green onions. Let's give it some color because it's looking all green right now. Let me correct my sombrero in the meantime. I'm gonna go ahead and chop a red onion here. I think a quarter will do. Now I love red onion not only for its flavor but also the color. It's gonna brighten up this dish. Beautiful. I actually didn't cry too much this time. Now we need a little heat, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop my red chili here. That's what I love about tacos, is that they're so colorful, they're so flavorful, and they're so simple. Now into my salsa, I'm going to go ahead and add the half of the lime. Acid is what makes this all come together. And we have to salt the salsa also, because when all the components come together, you want them to taste cohesive. So the trick that my friend Alfonso actually told me yesterday is, when you're making a taco, he said you only put salsa on the taco. But if it's like a sandwich or some sort of a bread, you can put jalapenos. Because I've been always putting jalapenos on my tacos and he's always criticizing. So I found a way around it. What I'm gonna do is actually, I will chop up some jalapenos and put them in my salsa. How do you like that, Alfonso? I know, I can be really sneaky. I love jalapenos. Jalapenos, they are briny, they're spicy, and it's gonna give this salsa a really, really nice kick. Beautiful, that's it. Now, a little bit salt. That is it. So let's give this salsa a nice little stir. It's looking so colorful and vibrant. Guys, I want you to see this. Look at this, just like my hat. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my topping, which is going to be a nice sour cream, but it's gonna be spiked up with sriracha. And I'm gonna drizzle this on the tacos. It's gonna give it another layer of flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and take about 2 spoons or so, and then let's give this some sriracha. Awesome. And I am going to add a little bit water. So I added a little bit water to this because, again, I want to drizzle my tacos with this, and you need to have some water for the right consistency. I'm gonna give it a try. More sriracha and salt. Perfecto. Now I'm gonna go ahead and warm up my tortillas. I want to show you the fish now. Look at it. The color is opaque, which is a beautiful tartar grade. Now I turned on my Teflon pan. As you can see it's heating up. I am going to warm up my tortillas. So I will put, this is a really good size, smells amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the tortilla in the pan. I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds or so and then turn it so they're gonna become nice and warm before I load it up. So I think this calls for a little tequila shot. You know, I really enjoy my life. And honestly, this has been such a fun project. I'm having a blast and I want to thank you for all your comments. I'm learning every day and I'm trying to really bring out, I don't know, what I like to eat to the rest of the world. And I hope that inspires some of you to cook and try the recipes. So for that, I'm gonna take a little tequila shot just to celebrate your amazing friendship, to celebrate your amazing support during this time. I really, really appreciate that. We're gonna do this properly. So I got my lime here. I got my salt here. So let's put the salt there. That's a bit too much, okay? Here's our shot. Okay, just watch me as I burn the tortilla. So the order goes salt, tequila, and lime. So once again, thanks to all my friends and family around the world. I love you all so much. Thank you for the support of Gourmet Next Door. Cheers. The tortilla is nice and golden on one side, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it. Guys, people think I'm Mexican all the time. I promise you, no one anticipates that I'm from Turkey. So I'll get all sorts of nationalities, and the one I get all the time is Mexico. You guys like the tortilla dance? Yeah, so I'm gonna put my tortillas like this. Now what I wanna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this beautiful sriracha sour cream. This is going to be the glue that holds everything together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my fish. Now let's go ahead and load it up with the veggies, the salsa. Yeah, I think the tortilla is quite big for my little tacos, but they're gonna be loaded with flavor. Let's go ahead and put our little sriracha mayo. Little drizzle, right? Not a lot. And then some black sesame seeds. I love the contrast and the color. I know it's not a Mexican thing, but again, this is Fusion Kitchen. Here is my Drunken Tuna Tacos. This is soul food. This is food from the heart. I cannot wait one more second to try this taco. And guys, there's no graceful way of eating a taco, okay? So, whatever you see, keep it for yourself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze the lime. Odio. It's gonna be like a burrito, this one, because it's so big, the taco. Sorry guys, I couldn't take just one bite. It's so good. Food is love. Food is self-care. Try this recipe. Let me know how it goes. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches. And see you tomorrow. Cha-cha.